Hello, welcome back to Severna. So this is going to be more of just a, off the cuff. It's going to be more of a off the cuff kind of just play along kind of video in Severna. So it's getting cool now in November, and I noticed that there's a shortage of heating in several places across the island, particularly in Vernon Australis and Severna. Also some issues in North Severna, but it's not too bad there. So I'm just going to go along and correct that. So with Severna, it is pretty much boxed in now because these two areas here are like parkland, so no more development on here because it's one of the main resources of water on the island. So I do want to try and keep pollution in that area down. So the area I selected to build it is here, because there is a oil field just here, so that will be able to supply with oil, and there is, as you can see, another heating plant here, but supply is short on the aid heating, so both plants here are working absolutely overtime. There has been a lot of development in Severna since last winter, so I've neglected to keep up with the heating requirements. We are at -10 at the moment, so the temperatures aren't lethal, but people are not happy about it. So one of the areas, so the area I've selected is here because it's one of the only sort of points that I basically can build with the triangle of space, workers and resources. So I should be able to build it here without demolishing this windmill. So just remove this bit of, so if you hold shift down when removing, you probably already know this, but it just you can remove the whole area all in one go instead of having to select them individually. And if you're using this on each option, you've got the little thing here, and that you can use that, and that will get rid of all the roads or whatever you need to get rid of. So there'll be plenty of workers here. I imagine we've got works over here, works over here. They'll walk to the closest point, so that should be here. So I'm probably going to select a modded plant, but the requirement is that we're going to need oil. I don't think there's many oil. I know there's this one, but I do use this one a lot. I'm going to try it, and it's not very big. It doesn't have a lot of capacity, and I want something that's going to be sort of overkill kind of. I mean, there's a nuclear one there. And Severna does already have a lot of nuclear, and it fits in there quite nicely. Now, how much does that give out? So there's no pollution from this. 0.5 nuclear fuel. Yeah, see, that's nothing really. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the nuclear heating plant. I've never used this mod before, so that's got 240, and the oil one has got 150, and the other oil one that I do use a lot, which is that one. No, that one. 150. So it's an extra 90 gigajoules, is it heating? I've literally just looked at it and already forgotten it. So we'll pop this here. Might have to build this with cash because it's needed immediately, and I do have 1.8 billion rubles, so don't think it's going to cause any economic issues. So I'll buy the initial fuel just to, because I always like to have auto purchase for if the fuel completely runs out, just so it keeps production going. So when you don't just need a heating plant, you also need a heat exchanger. You can press shift when you're selecting a point to build something. Once you've got the object, if you press shift, it will get rid of those the icons, the lines that show you that you've got stuff in the resort. But I find that sometimes they do get in the way, but if you press shift, that will disappear. Right, so I'm going to want to build it. I'm not going to be able to use that one. I could maybe use this one. Yeah, brilliant. So use this little heat exchanger. This I believe is a mod by Rob074. I think I use mostly his mods in nearly every aspect of my game, really. He's a great great mod maker, I guess. Okay. So we'll get that built. So whenever I set up a nuclear plant or nuclear, I'll just remove those just for now. Heating plant, I always use just two dedicated open holes. One to go there and collect nuclear waste, and the other one to deliver nuclear fuel. So this one I should have 2 parking spaces. Oh, I've got 3, so that's great. So always make sure that if you're going to do this with vehicles that are going to wait until their storage is full before they leave, always make sure that you've got enough parking spaces for all of those vehicles, because you can end up with where the production stops, so a vehicle that's there will never get full, and it can be stopping the resource from actually coming into the plant or the factory. So always make sure that you've got enough parking spaces. But good eye, the guy that's made this mod, which I think could be 074 as well. I'm not sure. I'll need to check that. Maybe not. So, oh, rats! I've lost me. Me open hull. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I know there's another one there. Alright, so this is going to. So you need. There's no other. Yeah, I just shouldn't need to set it up. So there's no other. It won't load the nuclear fuel out of the plant, so we won't need to select. But if you click, I'll show you anyway. So if you want to make sure it always collects the nuclear fuel, or something always collects the nuclear waste, you can click on the vehicle at the bottom, and then it will come up this option. So you can select specifically which kind of vehicle you want to collect. So this is also quite handy for if you're moving vehicles from your vehicle factory to a port, but you want to keep some buses, but you want to get rid of the lorries or whatever. You can select that, and it will only pick up that one specific kind of vehicle. So that is quite handy. So nuclear waste, type 3 casket, and then you can also select that it will only select the resource of nuclear waste. So here somewhere. Here we go. So set that so it will only pick up nuclear waste. So we'll wait until we're loaded there, and then once it's full, it will then travel over here and deposit the nuclear waste for export. So we'll start that straight away, and then I am going to need another vehicle to go to the nuclear fuel fabrication factory, which is here, which is quite nearby. It's literally, here's our new nuclear heating plant, and here is the nuclear fuel fabrication, so it's nice and close. So here it is important to set up which resource we want it to collect, because this plant produces obviously nuclear waste as well, so that's an option for the truck, so you don't want it collecting that. Okay, so drop off there. So we need to connect those heating exchangers via underground pipes. So first one was here. This might be a bit too far away actually. I mean, we'll try and connect these to these ones, to this one as well. Won't hurt, but I think there's not much more heat that can give out, but it won't hurt. So I don't usually like going diagonally, but I think it's going to be required. But oh, I just can't bring myself to do it. But this won't reach now. Oh, yay! And what I'll do, if I can't reach that other heat exchanger, I'll try and take some of the pressure off this plant by, so that's always an option as well. You can always just, if something's needed in a certain area but you can't reach there, but you've already got resources there, you've already got production of heating or power or whatever in that area, try and just relieve the pressure on any existing infrastructure there to help the overall system. Try and see if it will reach to this one. Come on. Yeah, that'll definitely reach to there. So we'll auto purchase the There's not much space for nuclear fuel storage. I mean, the van will, the truck will obviously work as, but there's no space really for me to put an auto purchase in. So let me, okay, right, so that should auto build. So we are experiencing power issues as well. I think that's because there's a lot of electric heating plants that are using a lot of energy. That's one of the most energy intensive things humanity does, is basically heat water. So let's press play there and see what happens with the heat in there. So it's so we've gone up to -8. Oh no, -9 again. It's going back down. So check we have actually, yeah. So that's working at full capacity. Right. So I mean, I don't know whether that increases due to the temperature increasing from -5. And we are, yeah, there's a real issue with power around here. Let me just check all the power plants are functioning correctly. It's 70%. Could be a distribution problem. They're getting up there. Yeah, I'm going to have to build a new power plant, I think. But I'll do that. I'll do that in the next video. So these type of videos, these sort of play is as if you've watched this channel for a bit, it's not something I do very often, but it is something I want to try and do. So, you know, bringing you all sort of along with me, because I do the updates, but you don't really see how I'm actually running Severna, how I'm actually doing it. So I'm going to try and do more content like this. So if you do like this kind of content, or you think that is a good strategy for me, then please let me know by commenting or liking or subscribing on the video, and that will just point me in the right direction with it. So yeah. We're still waiting for one of the pipes to be built, but the temperature's increased quite a bit. It's now only 0 degrees, so these buildings are heating up quite nicely. So I'm going to try and see here if I can just get away with building a few more heat exchangers, just as a stopgap for now, because I am quite concerned about the power fluctuations going on across the island. I want to try and get that sorted, which is always it does always take a long time to sort out your electricity grid. It's never finished. You're never going to stop sorting out the power grid. That's kind of, you know, perpetual. I mean, I thought when I built my 4 nuclear power plants, I thought, right, that'll be it for the, you know, a while. I'll be able to just produce so much power. And then I built my 5th, and then I built my 6th, and now it's looks like I'm going to have to build the 7th. See, this heating plant doesn't even have any heat exchangers. So I think when I built this area, it was still pretty light over here. And because obviously I stay in 1 year for longer than usual, it does, you know, I try and keep on top of the infrastructure to keep up with the development, but when you don't experience winters very often in the game, it's kind of easy to let that slip behind. I mean, it's not catastrophic. It's not like it's got so cold and people have died or anything, but they are getting pretty unhappy about it. So we need to sort it out, and it will affect the long-term health. Oh, I reckon that must be literally at the actual limit. So put another one in here. Put that there. Put 3 of these in. Okay, so let's see what effect. Okay, but I mean it's only -1 at the moment, so it looks like it's getting warmer, which it is, but it's probably not going to last once it gets cold again. because we're only in November, but I do want to transition into 1980, so we're going to go through the winter now. So once that building heats up, because it's at minus 1.4, it's basically got no heating at all, so if that suddenly starts warming up, oh dear, it's getting colder. But I don't think those buildings are actually finished yet. No, they're not. The pipes aren't connected. But we should see some sort of an effect in a minute, hopefully. It takes ages for these underground pipes to be built, unless you're going at double speed. There we go. It is starting to warm up slightly, but it's always more difficult when the system is already cold. It takes a little while for it to actually warm up enough. Right, so yeah, they are. Doesn't look like it's going to be quite enough. No, it's not. I think I'm going to need to build another heating plant there. Oh dear, definitely need to build something here and immediately. But I think I'll get away with just being able to build a heat exchange here, because I think there is actually enough physical heat in here. It just isn't supplied well enough. So this is one of the most recent areas of development. This whole area here a year or so ago was just construction yards. It was one of the first points of construction in Severna was here. This was where, because it was in the middle of the island basically. So I moved those construction plants, construction yards over to the west side of the island, and yeah, built this nice tourist area. I'll try and speed this up a bit. Get ready for performance to drop off a cliff. Oh, here comes the snow. There we are. Yeah, so that's fine. Ah. Oh, it's only -2. Even though it looks cold because it's snowing, it is only -2. But these temperatures do look pretty stable, but I think that they are going to drop down once it gets colder. I'm going to build another oil plant here. So I'm going to build another nuclear heating plant here, and I should be able to hopefully piggyback this the supply of nuclear fuel to this plant from the nearby nuclear plant, because that is full at the moment. So it should have a truck that's going to it. Right, so what's this actually? I think. Right. Okay, that's nuclear waste. Load nuclear fuel. Okay, so we'll just wire this nuclear heating plant in. Should be able to just wire it into, pipe it rather, into the exchanges we've just built, because the exchanges are within capacity. It's just the heat that is supplied to them. Too long. Bugger. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to build a heat pumping station here. Yeah, nah. I need a pump station where I don't need to have a road connection if possible. Okay. Yeah, just noticed there's no water connection. So I'll just buy some nuclear fuel just to get it going. Oh, just in time, so there's just been a big cold snap. If it's winter and you struggle to see the numbers, which I do a little bit when there's a lot of snow on the ground, if you go into underground mode, you can actually see it all quite clearly. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, so there we go. It looks like looks like we've sorted out all the heating issues on the island at the moment. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you would like to see more maintenance of the Island Republic of Severna. Okay, have a good one. Ta-da.